Go time.
Welcome, Rohan, to Scary School, based on the actual physics and chemistry lab of Loyola High School. As you enter, you will be greeted by a scary cloud of fog, which is created with many lights coming through it. This is created by refraction, as the fog itself is more dense than the air outside. By adding more and less fog, we can create more refraction, creating more lights coming off in different directions. As you continue into the first lab, you will be greeted with the spooky sound of nails on a chalkboard. This sound is created by the Doppler effect. As you come forward, the pitch itself will seem to increase, but as you leave, it will decrease. In the next hallway, you will be thrust towards an open window, but will suddenly close and shatter as you are turned away. This is caused by the thickness of the window. This sound will be caused by how thick the window is. Since the window is thin, a higher pitch and frequency will be emitted. As you continue into the chemistry lab, an orchestra of test tubes will be playing. The sounds created by these are created by closed tubes, which create a lower frequency, thus creating a slower, more spooky sound. As you exit, you think your ride is over, but no, you are thrust once more into another lab where a scary shadow of an image of a person slumped over on their desk is created. This shadow is created when a green light is shown onto the person and is then projected onto the screen. Since the object is closer to the light, the image will be more fuzzy and more scary. Your final image you see will be a person waving goodbye on a screen projected through a convex lens. Since the person will be close to the lens, it will be a large image. The ride is now over. Thank you for coming to our Scary Fun House.
I'm Connor Ellison and welcome to Scary School, our haunted house. As you make our way into our scary house on the wheels of our ride, you will be encountered by smoke and light, which light refracts off, and because the fog is more dense, it will refract towards the normal. And we can add more fog and less fog depending on how much we want to scare you by. And as you go into the next room, you'll hear screeching. The screeching of nails on a chalkboard, where we have this endless doomed spirit screeching their hands on the chalkboard. The Doppler effect is happening, because you will hear it really loud, and then it will go loud, and then all the way quiet. You'll hear a little bit, and then you'll be leaving into the next door, and as you thrust it in, there's a mirror, and you hear it break. You don't see it, but you hear it break. Because it is so thin, the thickness is thin, it's a high pitch. Because as the glass is breaking, it's not thick, so it makes a high. And as you make your way around and you go into the chemistry lab, there's many test tubes, closed test tubes. The air going inside them will make different noises depending on the length of the test tube. And as you go out the door, you think you're done, so you're relieved. But then you get sped into the last room. In the last room, when you come in, you'll be scared out of your mind when you see a ghost with a green light refracting on it. And then you'll see that it's kind of a fuzzy shadow because the penumbra is really big. And then on the outside of that is the green light. And as you go and you're making your way out to the next door, you see an image pop up, and it's the image of a ghost saying goodbye. And this happens because a picture of the ghost is right in between the convex lens, and so it makes it big. And then as you get out, you're like, that was a scary ride. Try again at the Scary School Haunted House. Goodbye.
Hi, I'm Kevin Doyle. Welcome to our Scary School. As you first enter the door, you see a projector going through a cloud of smoke that refracts and makes many different lights come out. Then, as you go through our second door, you come to a chalkboard where nails on a chalkboard make a creepy noise, and the Doppler effect happens because as you pass by, the image gets loud, the sound gets louder and softer. And then you go out the door and you find there, and then you go around the corner, and then as you pass by, a glass breaks. You don't see it, but it breaks behind you, and it has a very high pitch because it's thin glass. And then you go to the third door, and you're in our chemistry labs with many different test tubes, which make vibrating columns of air that make a creepy sound. And then you go through the third door, and you think it's over, but it's not. And then you go back in here, and there's green light projecting through on an object to make a ghost. And then the image is bigger than it appears because the light is close to the puppet, and on the screen it looks bigger than the image actually is, and the image might be fuzzy because the penumbra is very big. And then you go to our last door, and as you're leaving, there's a waving ghost saying goodbye and being projected through a convex lens to make it seem big.
Okay, good.